Hey YouTube, bringing you part 3 here of our summer update. Since we were on hiatus for a little while, we're just kind of going around the homestead and giving you a little bit of information about everything we got going on. In this video we're going to talk about our chickens. Back in March, if you've watched any of our other videos from back during the spring, we hatched out 25 chicks from our own eggs from our own flock and raised those up, and they spent a little bit of time in a chicken coop that I built specifically for that purpose, to house them safely. And we've not lost a single one out of those 25. We put up 12 cockerels in the freezer here this last weekend, and then the other 13 we actually merged that night into our adult flock. A few weeks ago we actually banded all of those chicks on their legs so that we can tell them apart, and we actually started free ranging them, letting them out of their area. We let the adult flock out of their area because the younger pullets and cockerels were all banded. We could tell which ones were which, and at the end of the day they all went back to the coops they were used to going to. Now that we've merged them, what we did was we decided not to free range them for a few days and let them stay in the area, the run with the adults. Of course, we have the electric wire mesh fence that we have off one of the gates, and so they've got plenty of forage area to use inside that fence, and we haven't had any issues. The very first night we went to the coop where the pullets were, and we grabbed them and took them over a couple at a time and put them in the coop with the adult chickens, and then next morning let them out, and that night they went back into the coop with all the adults. Didn't have a single one that stayed out, and it's been that way for the past well, 5-6 nights now. So that's actually been really good and really easy, and not a whole lot of problems there. And then of course we got the barred rocks that we've had back here behind us. We got 6 barred rocks from a local farm store. They were all supposed to be female, and looks like 2 of them are starting to show signs of being cockerels. So I think what our plan is if they do both end up being male, is we'll probably end up keeping one and getting rid of one of our adult roosters and just replace that rooster with the barred rock, so we have a barred rock rooster. But they should be ready to merge here in a couple of weeks. Alright guys, as you can see, the electric netting is working out nicely. We've got a couple of different gates off the main chicken run there that we can run the netting off of in order to be able to expand the area and change the area that the chickens have access to. Back here, these ladies are happily churning through the compost pile that we started when we cleaned out the goats shelter here back a couple of weeks ago, and they're churning that over for us every couple of days. We'll go out there and kind of rake it back up a little bit and then let them keep going, and we're just going to let them try to turn it for us and see how long it takes. So it takes a little bit longer than building a compost pile the old-fashioned way and turning ourselves, but I'd rather put the chickens to work and let them do it for us. Alright guys, down here where the 4-month-old chickens were, we went ahead, as I said earlier, we went ahead and moved them. But this was the coop that I built in the spring. This served as the brooder box. If you want to go back and check my earlier videos, it shows where I built this and moved it down here. Just brooded them there in the garage, but put the lid on it, brought it down here, and it was Fort Knox for them. They came in here every night, and we didn't have a single loss all spring long. But the last time we actually lost a chicken was December. So we actually, out of all the babies and everything like that, even the adults, we haven't lost any chickens. So that's actually been really surprising for us that even during the daytime we didn't. But this has worked really well. The only thing I would say that has happened to it that I'm disappointed in is the door. Since it's kind of sitting on an angle a little bit, the door has kind of shifted with the weight just a little bit. It's kind of made it tough to close. We're probably going to incubate some more here, start incubating the eggs towards the end of July, so we can get a fall batch of chickens out here and ready to go. Didn't have enough out of the spring batch, didn't really have a place to be able to incubate and raise a second batch that was a younger age. But now that those guys have all joined up with the adult flock, I want to be able to go ahead and raise some more young ones to be able to go ahead and replace all of the adult layers. come winter. And so what we'll do is, you know, once they hatch out towards the end of the summer, we'll move this back to the garage, brood them until they've feathered out, and then move it back down here and pin them up here in this area, and let them grow out down here. So I'm really satisfied with it. You know, when we take it back up there, I'll be able to fix the door. You know, again, that's really the only thing that's wrong with it. The roost bars and everything have all worked well. So check out that video. Go back to my, in fact, I'll just go ahead and put a link down in the description below where I built that and showed that off. But I've been really satisfied with it. Of course, it works down here because we're under this covered area. You know, I don't have any siding or tin or anything like that on it to keep it out of the elements, but where it's sitting, you know, it stayed dry and everything. So really satisfied with what I did. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for the chickens. Just wanted to keep you guys updated on what we got going on. Appreciate you watching. Talk to you later.